EA Sports president Cam Weber hopped on a podcast and was interviewed by Sportico. And in this podcast, in the interview, they talk about EA Sports college football for about 5 minutes or so. And this interview was uploaded a little over a month ago on December 7th, so it happened fairly recently. And when I first saw it, it only had about 400, 500 views. Now it's at 1,000. So it's completely flown under the radar, which is crazy because it's literally the president of EA Sports talking about the new college football video game. So we're going to break down and I'm going to kind of share what he said in that interview. Definitely go watch it yourself. I'm going to link it down below. I'm not going to include any clips from it because I honestly have no idea how YouTube copyright works. I'm not trying to get this video taken down or whatever. So I won't include any clips, but definitely go watch it for yourself. And like I said, I'm going to just break it down and talk about what he talked about in that video. So the first thing that Cam Weber talks about is the team that is working on EA Sports college football. He says that it consists of some internal guys that work at EA already that wanted to work on this game. They brought back some people that worked on the original series with NCAA 14 and 13 and all of those. They brought back some of those guys, which is obviously good. And then they brought on some new people from outside of EA. That would actually probably include some of the CFB revamp guys that I know got hired on to work on the new video game. So there's a lot of different people working on this game. Some people from the original series, which is good. Some CFB revamp guys, which is good. So it sounds like there's a lot of good people working on it. But he said the common denominator among all these people working on the game is that they love college football. They are passionate about college football. They are passionate about the game they are making, which is obviously a good thing. And that's actually, I know at Matt Brown, when in the interview I had with him, he said that some of these guys working on the game are college football degenerates, meaning they are diehard fans that love college football. And I think this is a good thing. I've read articles about NCAA 14 and why it was so good and why that series was so good. It's because the people working on the game loved college football. They wanted the video game to be an authentic experience of college football. And that's why the game was that. That's why the game was so good. So Cam Weber goes on to say that they have to basically rebuild this whole game. You know, they can't just take stuff from the old series and then just copy it over into the new game because those games are 10 plus years old. He said they have to completely rebuild this thing to make it an authentic experience for modern college football. So he was talking about Road to Glory, he was talking about Dynasty mode, and then he specifically mentioned recruiting. Like, it is so different than what it was 10 plus years ago. And so they had to completely rebuild this thing from the ground up. And so I think that goes to show, you know, why this game got delayed a year in the first place, is because of all the work that went into that. So he said they're making amazing progress, and probably the best and most important thing that he said in this interview is that they are going to release it this summer. So I know there's been a lot of rumors and speculation, especially after EA Sports didn't say anything Monday night with the national championship. A lot of people are speculating this game is getting delayed again, it's getting canceled, it's not coming out this summer. But here is literally the top dog, the president of EA Sports, saying they are going to release this game this summer. So it really doesn't get any clearer than that. This game is supposed to release this summer. I think it's on track for this summer. And if anything does change, EA is going to come out and say that. So, I mean, in some ways, no news is good news. Obviously, if we're in March and we're still not hearing anything, okay, no news is bad news. But right now, no news is good news in the sense that it doesn't mean it's getting canceled or delayed. If they came out or if it was going to get delayed or canceled, they would come out and just say that. Now, obviously, me, just like the rest of y'all, I want some news. I want some official announcement. I would love a trailer coming up here soon. I would love a teaser trailer before that, I guess, a release date, gameplay images, all of that. I want any of that and all of that, just like y'all. But we haven't gotten it yet. Hopefully, we will get that in the coming months. And for now, you heard it from literally the president of EA Sports. This game is coming out this summer. So the next thing he talks about is how they want to have real players from these schools in the game. And we obviously know this has been in the works for them to use NIL to get the rights of these actual players to put them in the video game. But he talks about how this is challenging because it's so complex. There's tens of thousands of players, he says. They're constantly moving around with the transfer portal these days. And it's not like the NFL he kind of compared it to these other games they have like Madden, where they can just go to like the NFL Players Association or whatever it's called, and through that they can just get rights to all of the players. They can't do that in college football. There's no players association that just gives you rights to every single player in college football. That would kind of have to be done on an individual basis. So there's so many players. How do they go about that? And he says that they have a unique way to do that. He's excited about it. He says he thinks they're going to be able to get a lot of these players in the game. And he mentioned that he wanted it to be equitable and inclusive. So he wants it to, be fair and be able to have a ton of these players, not just the big time star players. He wants to, include all, as many as possible. And so they're currently working through that. And I'll be honest, I think this is probably the biggest holdup for this game right now, and probably why they haven't shared much at all, is because I think they're still trying to figure out how to get these players in the game. He said that this isn't finalized and they're not locked down in what they're doing. So it sounds like they're kind of still strategizing and figuring it out. He says they have a cool model to do it, but it's not set in stone. But, and this is another good thing he said that they'll have more in the new year. So, again, this was uploaded in December. They talked in December. They're going to have more in 2024, which obviously we are now in 2024. And according to Matt Brown's timeline, from what he's heard, February, March into spring, we should start getting stuff. Cam Weber was then asked if every FBS team would be playable in the game. And so in 2024, there's going to be 134 FBS teams. He said he didn't have the exact number right now, but he said he thinks they have at least 130 of those teams. So, they're pretty close. And Matt Brown has said that every school has been submitting assets to be in the game as if they're going to be in the game. So this should not be a cause for concern. I know I still see some people saying like, oh, Notre Dame and people are holding out. I don't think anyone's going to hold out. I think every FBS team is going to be in the game. And I'll be honest, like imagine you're a recruit trying to decide where to go play football. I guarantee you if there's only 3 or 4 schools that are not in this video game, that would literally hinder them in recruiting in real life. Like, let's say I'm a 4-star or 5-star recruit. I'm narrowing down my list. If Notre Dame's not in the video game, imagine how an 18-year-old kid thinks. Like, I'm trying to be in this video game. I'm going to pick Texas or Bama or Ohio State over Notre Dame or whoever if they actually were to hold out and not be in the video game. So again, this is not a cause for concern. Every FBS team will be in this game. I can basically guarantee that. And then he again just reiterates they'll start announcing more stuff in the new year, which has arrived. So hopefully we start hearing stuff soon. We're only 5 months away from this game releasing. And 1 month ago, we had the president of EA Sports saying this game is coming out this summer. So there's no way we don't start hearing stuff very, very soon. So a lot of this really is repeat information that we've already heard. However, it has a lot more credibility and weight to it when the president of the company says these things. So in just a few months, I plan on rebuilding Kennesaw State in Dynasty mode, and I'll see y'all there.